I've been loving you the best I can, the best I can.
Hey everybody, welcome back. I have a question and answer. This is the author, Thomas Fletcher, and we're about to get started. So the first question is, describe the book and how it is made.
The name of the book is Avonlaya, and I wrote it 4 years ago as a novel, and it's about a beautiful African American female, and she is at the end of her wits with men. She is tired of men dogging her out. She is tired of men treating her badly. And she decides that she is just going to go on a sexual journey for herself. And on the day that she decides this, she goes and breaks up with her man. And when she breaks up with him, that was it. She was like, I'm done. I'm going to stop trying so hard to be there for these men. And that very same night, she meets a white man named Jason. And Jason is completely broken. He is just like Avonlaya at the time. And she feels bad for him. And her true essence of being a good woman comes through. And she begins to realize that maybe she's not the only one in the world who is hurt. Maybe she can find it in her heart to help this man. And her helping this man begins a journey of a sexual affair and love that goes beyond anything you can imagine. So, I wrote the novel. It's about Jason and Avonlaya and how they come together as a couple, and by the end of it, hopefully they'll get married. You never know. There's always a twist and a turn in the book, and things that you wouldn't expect to happen will happen.
Right. So describe chapter 1.
Chapter 1 is about Avonlaya and the last day that she decides that she's going to be with her boyfriend. And I want to read a small piece of the chapter. In the book, chapter 1, Avonlaya Curry. Night had fallen quickly over the ridge of mountains. Avonlaya stood in the dining area looking out the wide window into the dark night sky. Her dreams of love, hopeful and without contempt. Her heart was filled with joy and excitement as she stood there waiting for the doorbell to chime. Earlier that day, Avonlaya had wandered over to the lingerie store and bought the sexiest red outfit she could find. She stood in the window commando, with just the lace lingerie on. There would be no need for panties tonight. As soon as William arrived, she would mount him and ride him all night. He had promised tonight of all nights he would be there. William was the sexiest man Avonlaya had ever laid her eyes on. His words as he spoke were of the deepest souls. Avonlaya had slowly fell for him and overlooked all of his faults. She could not help but realize in today's world every man would have faults. This man would change for her, and she knew it.
So, can you describe the second chapter?
The second chapter is about Jason Petty. Jason Petty is the second main character in the book, and he is broken in the book. He was married, and his wife drove him to work on the first day of him working his real job. He had been training at this job for a while, and she drove him to work on the first day that he was supposed to start his real job, and she said, I want a divorce. I want you to sign the divorce papers. I'm in love with another man. And Jason signed the divorce papers. And he got out of the car on his first day of working his real job and had no idea where his life would lead. And by the end of the chapter, it leads him to Avonlaya, and they meet for the first time.
Well, describe the third chapter.
The third chapter is about Avonlaya and Jason on the same night they meet. Jason gets off of work and he goes and he is talking to Avonlea on the phone, texting her. And the third chapter is about how they talk and how they communicate. And Avonlea begins to realize that even in the first day, Jason is not a normal man. Jason is the type of man who has dreams and wants to follow through with them. And Avonlea learns real quick that even though Jason is a poor white countryman, there is a lot more to him that is beneath the surface. And this book is about that very essence of things. It's about how you look beneath the surface of a person and you see that person for who they are. You don't see the person for the skin color. You don't see the person for what you see on the outside. And Avonlea and Jason both have to look beneath the surface and they find something they love in one another. And this book is about how they come together as a couple and it leads down a path of love that is both sexual, but at the same time, it is a journey for both of them.
Okay. So, so the fourth question is, what made you bring me on board for the book Avonlaya?
I wrote Avonlea 4 years ago. And for 2 years, I perfected the book. I went through and rewrote it several times. And then in 2016, I decided I wanted to put the book out. So I had a dream of putting a beautiful woman on the cover of the book. And my dream was to have someone who would be the very essence of Avonlea to be on the cover of the book. And when I met Deja, I was not thinking that she would ever do this. And we knew each other for a little while before I finally said, okay. Well, I told her about how I wanted to put a model on the cover of the book. And she was like, I would have did it. So I said, okay. And we came to terms. And the book was supposed to come out on March 19th, and all this happened on March 3rd of this year. And I decided it would just be spectacular to have her on the cover of the book. So I came up with this idea, I ran it by the publisher, and they loved it. And from there, I decided, well, I'm going to put a picture of her on every chapter. So when you read the book, you see a picture of Avonlea or Deja, whichever one you want to look at it as. And you read the chapter and you find out what that picture is about. And every step of the way, Deja has did the one thing that I have never thought anybody would do. She helped me achieve my dream of putting a beautiful model on the cover of my book. And I will never be able to thank her enough for taking this risk on me, because for me it was no risk. And I will never forget it.
Well, thank you, and you're welcome. The last question is, when is Avonlaya coming out?
It is coming out May 1st. And Avonlea is coming out as several short stories, as I said before. And it is coming out on the 1st of each month starting May 1st. The first set of short stories is The first book is 3 chapters. This is short story. And then after that, it will come out in 3 chapter increments as short stories. And every chapter will have pictures of Deja in it. Every book will have a different cover with Deja on it. And I think it's going to be really great how this book turns out.
Me too. We finna turn up.
And we are going to put these books out. And they're all just about ready. So when it's time to put them out, they'll be there. You will be seeing videos of us weekly or bi-weekly at the most. And we will be telling y'all about the books. And we hope y'all will buy them. And there are pictures we are not putting online, so you will have to buy the book to get those pictures.
Right. Y'all have to buy it. You're good.
So if you want to see all the pictures and all the photo shoot pictures, buy the book, look at the pictures and read the chapter. You'll find out what those pictures are about. The pictures are not just pictures of Deja. They are pictures of Deja being Avonlaya in the book. And they show her in the essence of a woman who is trying to believe in a man when every other man has failed her. So May 1st, it's going to be on Amazon.com. And if y'all want your book signed, your hard copies, hit us up on Facebook, Deja Fletcher or Thomas Pledger.
Right, so y'all be on the lookout. But thanks for watching. Bye.
I've been loving you the best I can, the best I can. I've been loving you the best I can, the best I can. Now if that's not enough, what can I say, what can I do? 'Cause I've been loving you the best way I know how to. Matter of fact, you are the only one that I can truly say I